All right.
Hello, I'm Paul,
And I'm Wyatt.
and this is Father Son 49ers Talk. How are you doing, Wyatt?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Doing good. We haven't been able to get on and do a podcast. It's been about almost 2 weeks now, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we really wanted to get on. I was really looking forward to doing the podcast after not the most recent game we had with the Packers, right? Who was the last team we played?
Well,
Oh, no, against the Packers. So,
yeah, Packers would have
yeah,
been 2 games ago.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Packers, after the Packers game, I really wanted to talk about that because there was some really interesting things to happen. But then, of course, we just had this most recent game, and it did not go well, did it?
No, you have the Packers game, and then you have this game.
Yeah,
It's like
which
two
was
different teams.
yeah, it was almost like watching two different teams completely, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So, tell me about. Well, before we get into the games, we're gonna break down the games. Of course, we lost both games, right?
Yeah.
But right now, as of week 7, we are 1-6.
Yeah. One and
So, what do you
six.
think about that? Was that what you were expecting?
No, no, not at all.
Yeah, it was not at all what we were expecting.
No,
And the 1-6 record, but we do have some good news, right? The good
a
news
little
is,
bit.
yeah, the good news is that our next 3 games are all on with the Cardinals, the Raiders, and the Giants.
Well, I like to say that's a good thing, but we've already lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Raiders could do what I think they should be doing. I guess without Amari Cooper, I'm not sure what they're going to do. It's going to be different. I mean, those games, I feel like we could potentially win. The Cardinals game, we should not lose that game. I really
No.
like that game should be ours to take. The
No.
Raiders, that could be a good game. All in all, the
Yeah.
Raiders game, I that'd be a fun game to watch. And then you have the Giants, which I mean, that's our game to take, in my opinion.
Yeah, the Raiders and Giants, and here's the interesting thing, right? This is like the 49ers playoffs for the number 1 pick. It's the 49ers, Cardinals, Raiders, and Giants playoffs for the number 1 pick. All 4 teams are 1-6 right now, and all 4 teams are in the race for the number 1 pick and for Boza.
Yeah, strategies. So,
Hmm.
CJ Beathard, you're not starting. Naheem Hines, you're not starting. Alfred Morris, you're not starting. Matt Breida, you're not starting. Any of the three running backs are getting carries. Nope, not starting any of the games. Um,
No.
Goodwin, sorry about it. You need a little bit of rest. Sherman, he needs rest too. Man, entire offensive line, bad days. They're sick.
Well, do we even need to bench our starters? I mean, we've only won 1 game.
You look at our record, you look at the teams we have to play and their record, yes, it has to happen.
Okay, so I take it you're on the side that you want us to get the number 1 pick.
Yes.
Would you
I
rather
mean,
have the number 1 pick or would you rather have the wins?
I would rather see wins. I mean, slight sarcasm there. I personally rather see wins. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right? Me too.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Some people be like, it's short-sighted. Of course, the team, would be better in the future. They say if we lose now to win later. So lose now to win later.
but I mean, Bosa's amazing. Like he is amazing. Him and Ed Oliver. I don't know which one's number one in the class, but two D linemen, 1 and 2, 100%. But this is such a heavy D line draft. I still think we could possibly, even if we got like a 3-4 pick, there's still quality guys there, and then our second round pick can go towards a good edge rusher. There's enough in this class.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough talent in this class that, I mean, even if we don't get Boza, potentially we could end up with our guy, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know what you did, but that sounds a lot better. Anyways, with I don't really know. This is the way I look at it. It's kind of a win-win which is that if we win, that's awesome. But if we lose, then
Bosa, come
we're
here.
moving towards that number one pick.
Yeah, we win those games. We get like the pride, you could say, of winning. Even though I'm not sure the pride's going to be there when you've lost to the people you have in the games. But just that satisfaction of winning feels amazing. Even if you have a bad team, it doesn't really matter. Just the satisfaction of winning is one thing. And then if we don't, I mean, okay, there's your edge rusher for the future.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I look at it. Now, if we lose these games and then don't get the number one pick, okay, that's just lose.
Yeah, I mean, if we're losing the games and we don't get the number one pick, I mean, if we get 1 or 2 wins, that's awesome. But if we don't get the number one pick and we only have 1 win, that's not going to be good.
Yeah, no. I think the team I'd like to see us beat the most would be the Giants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. The Giants, well, I mean, the Cardinals, I don't know. I never want to lose to an in-division rival, right?
Any teams, the Cardinals are not a good team to lose to, but I think they're more in the running than the Giants are for the number one pick, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So if you're gonna beat a team, you beat the Giants because you think
Yeah, because
that.
I feel like they're the least, like, out of these teams, they're the least likely to have the number one pick.
Okay. Well, then wouldn't you want to beat the Cardinals? Wouldn't that make more sense? Because you would. No, I see what you're saying. You want them to win against us potentially. If you were going to pick a team to lose to, you think that the Cardinals, with them getting the win, would be less likely to get another win. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a little backwards thinking, but
it is. It's backwards thinking, but
you're not the only one though. You're not the only one.
I'm thinking from like out of those four teams, the worst, in my opinion, would be the Cardinals. So if they got a win, I don't know, and we beat the Giants, well, I don't know, something
Yeah,
like
I get
that.
what you're saying, Wyatt. So, I mean, we don't want to talk about this the entire time. I mean, but I mean, there's two strategies, right? The one strategy is just win when you can win, which is what the team wants to do. That's what the fans want to see for the most part. And then the other strategy is lose to win another year. But that's kind of hard to swallow. I know that the Better Rivals call it the elegant tank, which is what we just did. Not against the Cardinals or the Rams, but against the Packers, right? And an elegant tank is you play competitively enough to win, but then you find a way to lose it.
Yeah, 100%.
So
So
you're
like, you get the satisfaction of saying we have something, but then I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying there.
yeah,
It's
it's
like a
called it.
satisfying loss.
Yeah, I mean, as satisfying as a loss could be. But anyways, I mean, it is tough. What do you think? Do you think we're going to come out of the Cardinals, Raiders, and Giants games? What do you think we're going to come out as with how many wins?
Cardinals, in my opinion, we need to beat the Cardinals.
Okay, so you're going to write
Raiders,
that down as a win.
yep. Raiders, oh, I'm gonna mark that one as a win too. I truly am. And then the Giants, um, we need to shut down their offense, and other than that, we're fine. I think we. I think I'm gonna mark down win, and then I don't have a very good feeling about the Giants. I don't know why. I think we're gonna lose that game.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, you have us right there. Yeah, we go 3-7 then by the end of these 3 games.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay. Okay, for me, I think we're going to beat the Cardinals. I don't think that we get swept by the Cardinals this year. I think that's unlikely. The Cardinals aren't a good team. We're not a good team. We're not a great team either. But I don't think that we are as bad as our record says. I mean, we're not a great team, so it's kind of hard to say that because we keep on losing. So, Wyatt, are you breathing into your mic?
I don't think so.
Oh, because I keep on hearing like breaths like from your nose or something.
I'll set it back until I talk.
Okay. Okay, and then so I think we're gonna beat the Cards. I do. I think we're gonna beat the Cardinals, and we take a win with that one. So then with the Raiders are a horrible team. I think the Raiders are the worst team in football. I really do. I think it's the Raiders, Cardinals, and us and Giants. Well, I mean, that's what the records say, but I think that's really the way it is too. I think we take a win with that, and I'm with you. I don't feel great about the Giants game. I don't think that we are consistent enough as a team to take all three games. And I really don't think we're going to lose to the Raiders, and I really don't think we're going to lose to the Cardinals. So I mean, that means that we're going to stab ourselves in the foot, or we're going to do something to lose that game against the Giants.
Yeah, something like that's gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, well, not absolutely, but I do think that's going to happen as well. So then the next thing I wanted to talk about was the trade deadline. So with the trade deadline coming up, of course, there's been a couple big time trades. One is Carlos Hyde, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you saw that trade.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome trade for him. I really like him moving on from the Browns. I don't think he was going to get a shot at the Browns, and I'm really glad that he moved on and he's going to have another shot someplace.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hold on, can I answer this phone for just a second, Wyatt?
Yeah.
Hey, baby, are you okay? Yeah. Okay. Can I call you back in like I don't know 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes? We're doing our podcast right now. Wyatt and I are. Are you okay? Okay. Love you, babe. Bye. Okay, where was I at? What did I say?
Trade deadline. You just got done with Carlos Hyde.
Okay, so we were talking about Carlos Hyde moving on, but for the 49ers, there's a couple things that we need. And what positions do you think that we should be looking at for the 49ers with this trade deadline? First, do you think we should be looking to trade players or to get players? And if we are, is there anybody that you think we should try to go after?
I think there's a few players we like positions we need, and someone that got traded that I didn't think was going to get traded. It was kind of an under the radar, like not a huge trade. Not a whole lot of people know about it because he's not like a star player, but he would have been a good addition to our team. Well, we can't speak today. Within Eli Apple,
Man, I saw that trade and I agree.
that would have been, I think, with our corners and DBs not playing to par, Eli Apple would have been an amazing addition to the 49ers.
Do you know what the trade? What did they trade for him?
I don't know. It was like a fourth round pick or something. I know it was such a low pick. It was crazy. I'm pretty sure, or that might have been a different. That might have been the who else got traded that I saw. There was a lot of trades come down here recently, like a lot.
Yeah,
Apple,
I agree with the Eli Apple trade. I'm trying to find right here. It says Saints traded a fourth round pick in 2019 and a seventh round in 2020 for former Giants cornerback Eli Apples or Apple. And yeah, I saw that trade. And I don't know, man. I mean, a fourth round pick for Eli Apple, I could see that. That seems like something that maybe we could have done. And I
even
know
a
that they want
fourth
to
and a
bring talent in and they want to draft, and we don't have that many picks right now for next year. But man,
he's a young player, and I don't think you're going to get someone at his caliber with a fourth and a seventh. I mean, no, he's not like one of the high class guys, but he's a solid corner. And I just don't think with a fourth round pick and a seventh, you're going to get anything of his caliber.
I really wish that we would have. We need to bring talent in, and we can't address everything every offseason. And bringing in one of these guys, these veteran guys, to just be the opposite of Richard Sherman, just be a competent NFL cornerback. That's what we
Even
need right now.
Eli Apple's not even really a veteran. I mean,
Well, he's on his rookie deal, but he's been in for a couple of years.
he's been in for a couple of years, but I mean, he's got some experience under his belt, but he's still got time left in him.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what you want to do. You want to bring guys in they've had a couple of years in the NFL. They know what it's like to play in the NFL. So I like that pick. I actually didn't write that down though. I like that take with Eli Apple. I saw that and I was like, man, I mean, you got to trust in the Shanahan plan, right?
You got to trust in it. It's just that was one of those things. You saw that go, and it's like, oh, that'd have been nice. Yeah.
Yeah. The other trade, which some people thought that maybe we should have gone after, including Jerry Rice, is Amari Cooper.
I 100% agree. We should have went after Amari Cooper.
Yeah, you think so?
I 100% agree.
You think that he was worth a first round pick?
I feel like if he plays to his potential, then yes. But I mean, what they did is they went out and they sold him kind of what his value sort of is. I feel like he's got a touch more value when he's playing up to par. This year, if you look at Amari Cooper, just like stats and just watch film on Amari Cooper, besides this year, he is a good receiver. Like he's good. But
Well,
then
last year he
this,
wasn't great. You know who had more drops than him last year?
who would that be?
The only person in the NFL was Des Bryant
Yeah,
as far as percentage.
yeah, yeah.
So here's a question. So we're in the race. We're in that race, win to lose, right?
Yeah.
Okay, win to lose. So what happens if we end up with the number one pick? Then we just gave our number one pick for Amari Cooper. Was that worth it?
I don't think was it a this year or a next year number one?
It was this year number one.
Oh, I did. I thought it was the next year number one. In that case, then no, he isn't worth it. Especially with a team like us that are competing for the number one pick. Then no, I thought it was the next year number one pick. Then I was like, then it kind of got interesting. But with being this year, no, it's not. My opinion just 100% changed by knowing the year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't think that he's. If we're talking second, third, I don't even think second or third, to be honest. I don't know, like the buying something that's nice by through appearances, but maybe doesn't run as well as it might. Like buying a Ferrari that has transmission problems, right? I mean, it looks really good in the driveway, but when you go to drive it, you really can't take it down the road, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way I see Amari Cooper. I mean, do we really need another wide receiver that has drop problems?
No, we already got Garcon.
Yeah, we got Garcon, and we've had a couple other drops, and I don't know. I kind of think that it's definitely not something that we should have been interested in for the wrong price. For the right price, of course. I mean, if we can bring him in at a fourth, fifth round, then yeah, maybe, but definitely not for a first. Probably not for a second either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then finally, there is a player, Patrick Peterson, who was talking about being traded.
Yes, I've been reading stuff on this, and I've actually got quite interested in this one. I went a little bit of detailed. There isn't. I can't find anything on what the Cardinals are looking for. Honestly, like I can't
Well,
find. I can't find. I mean, maybe I'm just looking at the wrong size. Knowing you have something pulled up right now that says exactly what the Cardinals are looking for him. But
well, no, not really, because the Cardinals didn't say they want to trade him. Um,
yeah,
what's going on is that he was asking for a trade.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay, question for you. This still has to do with Patrick Peterson. What would you be willing to give up for Patrick Peterson?
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, probably not what they're going to ask for him if they do go for a trade. I mean, maybe the same thing as an Eli Apple. You're looking at a fourth, third round, third, fourth round. Third, fourth round.
Yeah.
He's 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So
He
I
is
mean,
28.
next year he's going to be 29. So giving up, really high end talent, a fourth or third round pick, that's a valuable pick. And while I'm not a GM, and I mean, do I really know the value of a fourth or third round pick? Probably not. Probably not to the same extent as John Lynch and Shanahan and those guys. But a third or fourth round pick to get a guy like Patrick Peterson to come into the team and really be that veteran presence next to Richard Sherman. I mean, I think that would be an awesome upgrade for us. And then we have our other guys, the Witherspoon and all those guys would potentially have the time and ability to develop in the background. Then you have two really good starters with some up and comers that potentially have the time to develop. And then you obviously draft or bring in another guy to be depth, and then maybe our DB core doesn't look quite as bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat with you. I don't know what I'd dribble with. Like, if I was in John Lynch or any other situation, I'm not sure what I'd be comfortable with giving up for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, so let's talk about these games real quick. Of course, we had the Green Bay game. And
Yeah.
the Green Bay game, I thought it was so funny because that, in that Green Bay game, it was like, it was the first half that we weren't doing very well, right?
Yeah, his first half.
And everybody was like, fire Shanahan and all this other stuff. And then Beathard was, I mean, they came out and they were on fire. Beathard really looked good pretty much the whole game. And I was seeing people like, I think I like Beathard better than I like Garoppolo, and I heard all kinds of crazy stuff. It was Fire Shanahan, John Lynch, then Garoppolo is Garoppolo really better than CJ Beathard? And it was all this craziness around it. And I was like, man, guys, you need to calm down. And this was just on social media, as I saw stuff getting posted.
It's like, holy turds. I mean, calm down.
Right.
Jimmy G's played how many games again? Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you got to give them time to develop and grow for sure. And then after that, then we started to play well, and then we obviously lost the game. And there's a lot of debate on how we lost the game, if it was, Kyle Shanahan's call or not. He's a young coach, and hopefully he's going to learn to manage the clock a little bit better. And there was a couple mistakes that he made at that point, but I still believe in Shanahan. I still believe in Lynch, and I still believe in the team. I don't think that any changes need to be made. I think they need to, get healthy and then move on to next year, and we'll see what happens. If next year everybody's healthy and they're still not performing, I don't mean, 12 wins, 11 wins. I mean 9 wins. If we don't get like 9 wins, if we go 8 and under next year, maybe under 8. If we go under 8 wins, if we go under 50%, I think then you need to start questioning and being like, hey, what's really going on? But if we hit 8 or above, that 50% or above next year, then I think that, we'll continue with the plan.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think that they're going to get fired next year, even if they do go under. I think that's when you start to ask the questions. Let them go in, do their thing on the 4th year. And then again, if we don't have a winning season into the 4th year, their last year is I know they have a 6-year contract. That's right. But that was the Giants game. But then we had the Rams game.
Yeah, and that game's just something in itself.
The 49ers and their turnovers, it's just ridiculous.
It is. It's just crazy.
You can't win games if you just keep on turning the ball over to that extent. I mean, it's you have 4 or 5 turnovers a game. You can't expect to win that game.
No, you can't.
Yeah, and so with the Rams, I mean, that's really the tail of the tail there. I mean, they were a better team than us. That was pretty clear. But we also didn't make it. We made it easy for them. We were giving them points. Here, would you like some more points? They don't need help scoring, and we were giving them help.
Yeah, they were like, here you go. You want the football back? Well, there you go. You can have it. Here's a present.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to keep a positive attitude and kind of move forward with the team in general. It was frustrating to watch. It was not fun. You're watching it and you're like, man, it was turnover, mistake here, mistake there. And you got to feel that, I mean, that stuff's got to change sometime. In Beathard plays well some days and some days he doesn't. But even when he does play well, he's still making mistakes here and there. And it's frustrating.
I've seen a repeating pattern with the 49ers.
So,
this game we played bad against the Rams. Next game, we're going to play decent. The next game, not sure what's going to happen with that game. Then the next one, we're going to play good. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
If
it kind of has been that way. I mean, we were going to
yeah,
play well one game, and then we're not going to play well, then we are going to play well. But well's relative. I mean, not well enough to win. We're still going to have turnovers, and we're still going to do that kind of thing. But we're going to, have 447 yards and offense and 92 plays with 30 first downs and that kind of well. But then we're going to turn the ball over, I don't know, like 18 times and allow them to beat us by 3 points.
yeah, right. We're gonna turn the ball over 18 times. You're gonna capitalize on two of those, and we're gonna lose the game.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Okay, Wyatt. Well, I mean, I think that's what we have to talk about for today. So we'll get together again. Let's do this. Let's try not to make it 2 weeks, okay, bud?
Yeah, it's good with me.
Okay, I love you,
Nice.
Wyatt.
Love you, Dad.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, bud. I got to get off and do some homework, and I got to make some phone calls and do a couple things. Okay, bud?